This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I am here with the Proflections. Since 2008, they have been providing a professional cleaning service to the folks along the Front Range as well as surrounding areas in Colorado Springs. Thanks, guys, for joining us here today. Let's start off a little bit about yourselves, if we will. Start out in the cleaning services. Is that something, are you a native here of Colorado Springs?
Yeah, native Colorado Springs. Actually, both of us are and stuff. So grew up in southern Colorado, but traveled all around the Colorado and finally landed in Colorado Springs. So
What is it that got you guys involved in this particular industry?
well, it kind of just handed our way. Like I got a degree in architectural engineering, and after a year of getting laid off 4 times, I thought there's got to be a better way for what my job is and stuff. And so luckily, her dad actually does window cleaning in Pueblo. And so I went and worked with him a couple days here and there, and started asking him the question like, well, how much do you make? And how much do you charge? And all this stuff. And eventually I asked him, do I have permission to start it up in Colorado Springs? And he says, here you go, and gave us some equipment. So it was basically, had no money, $300 in business cards, and went and just knocked doors. And
I love the real story behind the success. That's fantastic. So quite honestly, you grew up a little bit in this industry. You started, like you said, in southern Colorado, and you brought it over here. Are we talking about residential as well as commercial? Is that some of the experience you have?
Yeah, my dad, I grew up with him doing the same industry, and he did a lot of residential and commercial stuff. So I kind of grew up around it. So it wasn't a big deal when he was like, hey, let's go into this. I was like, okay, let's do it. I grew up with it anyway, so.
Let's talk a little bit about the services. Many residential places as well as commercial, they need window cleaning. Is that something you guys are able to go out and do?
the big thing I found is got into window cleaning. Well, people start asking you, hey, do you power wash? Do you carpet clean? Do you tile clean? Do you grout clean and everything? And at first I was like, no. And then I started hitting me. I'm like, wait, I'm just losing out on money if I'm saying no. So I actually went and got educated, learned how to do it. And so I was like, an all-in-one service, that's what people are looking for. So
Let's jump into the next thing, which you touched on there, which is tile and floors. Share with me what are some of the services you offer there.
yeah, so how we got into that is about our second year in business, we happened to pick up all southern Colorado Walmarts for power washing. And so at that time, we had to convert our power washing system into a system that could reclaim all the water so we could pass the wastewater act or whatever. So when we got into our machine, it's top of the line tile grout machine, and so we figured, all right, well, I think we need to start learning the industry of tile and grout cleaning since we have the best product on the market and everything. So so got into it, learned on the way. I feel like I'm always talking to people, so I pick up people here and there and start talking to them, rattling the brains about everything, and then just going from there.
You guys have done some big accounts out there, which is great because obviously those folks put their trust in you. So residential and commercial, those are 2 areas that you're able to go in and out of. What about carpet cleaning? I know that we all have them in our homes, in your home as well, and obviously those are the towels for our kids' feet, so we want them clean.
Yep, we do carpet cleaning, house cleaning. I mean, really, anything that you need clean, we can do it.
My joke that I tell everybody is we clean everything besides your teeth. That's up to you. So it's kind of
That pretty much sums it up. You guys are out there in the field. You're basically started something from scratch here in an area that you really started out in. How did the idea come about, or what happened when you realized the Seg Pro? What is that, first of all?
Yeah, so the Seg Pro, it's one of those things that you had a need and you thought about it and you're like, all right, I need to solve this need. And so how that actually happened is all the Walmarts that we were doing a couple of years ago when we started them. I was cool. We were like, yeah, doing all the Walmarts. After a couple months, you're exhausted, you're tired, your back's hurting and everything. I'm like, there's got to be a simpler way to do our job than pushing these things around all night. And so I just got to get thinking about it and just came up with a solution that I'm like, I wonder if anybody's taken a Segway, made an attachment for it, so the Segway does all the work for us and stuff. And so just took a pencil and paper and started drawing things out, got a little figurine and put it together, and all of a sudden I was down.
Did you kind of draw on some of your educational background for that as well?
Yeah, so the funny part is the reason why I was gung-ho about getting onto this, designing this product was, you know, I was kind of frustrated because I got laid off with architecture and stuff. So jumping into cleaning maintenance, I'm like, how am I supposed to relate that to anything I'm doing and stuff? And then one year I decided to put the plan into action, start using my degree for something that could help our industry. So
That is amazing. I mean, obviously you're asking the right questions. Why not something simpler? Why not something that can be done? What were you thinking when he came to you with this idea?
It's one of those things. He does this stuff all the time. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, you know, and he's sitting over here on our kitchen table, like cutting little pieces of wood and making a little model of his vision of it. And I'm like, I mean, it's cool, you know, but I don't ever like, I'm not like, oh, yes, this is going to happen until I see it start happening. So when it started happening and he started bringing these things home that he was having made, and, you know, I was just like, wow, this is awesome, babe. Like, I'm really proud of you.
yeah.
That is very cool. This complete cleaning system, who is it designed for? Are we talking about businesses? Are we talking about other cleaning services?
Yeah.
All the above.
So really there's a specific market for it, but I mean, it's made for anybody. So, you know, we've been traveling around to trade shows and stuff, just getting the word out, marketing and branding it and stuff. And, you know, what we came across is a lot of people have back injuries that aren't able to actually do the physical labor anymore. This is great for them, but also our big target market is for city maintenance crews, you know, getting it into the hands of government, federal contracts and stuff where they're only do things in-house, so they don't hire out other sources and stuff. And so,
Like you say, and there's obviously a specific target, but it could work for any company out there. I imagine it's a great way to keep their labor low, as well as cost efficient. And we're talking about a scooter here. I mean, we've been showing it on the screen to the folks there, but we're talking about a scooter. So tell me, it's got to be kind of fun as well while you're cleaning.
yeah, so we definitely get the tension factor on it. You know, we'll be riding around, people are like, what is that thing? And we're like, you know, it's my toy. That's what I play with when I'm working and stuff. And so we make the joke that sooner or later we'll make a little iPad stand and we can watch Netflix while we're working or something. So when we designed the product, it worked great. We were like, this is the solution for it. But then the problem came is we no longer needed crews of workers. We only needed one guy to go out to do a job, which that was me at first. So I had to figure out how do you lift the thing up into the truck with one person. So then I engineered a hitch system that actually rides up to it, locks it in place, and then hydraulic lift lifts it up on the back of your truck.
Transporting it, basically, that was your second challenge that came along because, okay, the thing works, how do we get to where it's going?
Right.
So you came up with a transportation system as well as a docking station, would that be right?
Yeah.
Are these all accessories that are able to purchase on top of the machine itself?
Yeah, so the whole thing actually comes as a package. What we're trying to do is educate people that, you know, instead of having crews of 4 go out and do a job, you send one guy, one truck, one SegPro out, gets the whole job done. Now you're saving 40, 50 grand a year on labor costs. So
Is it really user-friendly? Are we talking about males and females who are able to use this?
Oh yeah, I've been on it. I'm pregnant. I can get on it, ride it around. I've done jobs with him when we had to push the surface cleaner, and then I've helped him with jobs where we do use the SegPro, and it's so easy. We've done these trade shows, and we have older women, younger women, older men. I mean, everybody. How long do you say it takes you to teach them?
I say in 60 seconds, anybody could be up and running.
That is amazing. So we're talking about a user-friendly machine as well. I think you guys are onto something amazing. We had to come down and interview you because it sounds pretty neat. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. First of all, on the website, take a look. We're talking about a company that's been around since 2008, providing cleaning in the area here, but honestly, probably 30 years of experience behind it because it comes with a family tradition that they've been doing it for many years, from windows to janitorial, complete services. Like he says, basically they'll clean everything except for your teeth. And but really, give them a call. You can see their contact phone number right there on the bottom of the screen. Obviously, you guys have been out there at the trade shows, getting a lot of feedback from folks. People are liking what they're seeing. This is practically a very new company. Where do you see the future going for your industry?
Honestly, it makes me smile because, you know, it's that thing that the industry's been needing. You know, I got into it when I was 22, and I'm like, you know, it needs to be a little revamped. It's the same. Everybody has a van and everything like that. And so the product is actually the key to it, because we can get it into Florida, we can get in distributors in California, almost everywhere where it's a really need for, the industry. I think we're getting the distributors and stuff set up so we can, tackle the United States. So
What I'm kind of picking up is the same reason you put a smile on your face. It's really going to explode because, quite honestly, who doesn't need cleaning and who doesn't need a better solution out there?
right. So that's right. I mean,
You're gonna make it happen.
you made it right. So
So I'm pretty impressed with the fact that you guys took something really from nothing, created something out of it. Somebody out there maybe who's watching, they like what they're seeing here and basically want to maybe get it out from the starting stage to even a permanent location. Is that something you guys are open to?
yeah, so definitely. I mean, our future is looking at actually having a facility where you have a state-of-the-art car wash. Also be able to start selling cleaning supplies. And then if you get that idea and the concept of that, then you can start compounding and placing these facilities in different cities. So then we can draw in our customers and getting people to know us. And then, everybody goes through a car wash. So when you go through a car wash, you're like, oh, they do cleaning, they clean windows, they sell a SegPro. So then we're basically branding ourselves at that point. And so the big thing right now is just find some investors that,
Excellent. So anybody out there, viewers, taking a look and you think this is an exciting industry to get into, maybe would like to get in on this, obviously their contact information is right there as well. One last thing before we let folks go. I imagine folks that are out there putting the investment forward, what kind of warranty we were talking about this come with?
Yeah, so basically the warranty, everybody asks that question. It comes down to when you actually purchase the package, you get the full warranty with the Segway, you get the full warranty with all the hose reels, any attachment that you have, because we're set up through distributors, so we still get the same warranty through everything. Even with the manufacturer, a weld breaks, something happens, bolt, something like that, call us up. You get the full warranty on everything. So,
last question for you would be, what has the response been? Share with me, what are people saying? Is it kind of fun to watch people as they check this thing out?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we've done a couple of trade shows, and the response that we get from everybody is like, we want to try the Seg Pro. We want to try to ride it. This is awesome. We've had some people like, oh, we got to talk our boss into getting one of these for our jobs, and it's just really exciting. It's really exciting for people because it's just such an innovative product that we want to get to the market for them to make their jobs easier and more fun and, hopefully keep their employees on longer, which is something we struggled with for a while. So we keep employees on longer because it's easier, for them to work. So
very innovative idea, and it comes from basically an educational background that was taken up in your head, as well as basically being out there in the field and understanding what people need, understanding some of the challenges you had. Viewers, last time, take a look at the bottom of the screen. You're going to see their website right there. On the website, literally, you can go right there and click and order one. Basically, they'll ship it on out to you. If you want to see something like this, they've got a couple videos on there as well. If you want to see it really in action, that's a great way. We've been showing you some of that as well. You can also take a look at some of the testimonials right there on the side of, people that not only have worked with them in the past in their own cleaning service industry, but also the actual machinery itself. Remember, this is a great innovative idea that was brought to you by Consumer News Television. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know. Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. We are here at Surplus Tools and Commodities. For over 65 years, they have been basically the tool lover's paradise. We're talking about square footage, everything you can find for your project at home. Come in and check them out. I'm here with basically the owner. Let me ask you this, Roger, you're the president of a company that's been around for many years. Share with me how it is that you got involved in this industry.
Well, this is a family business, and I'm the third generation that's been running the store. My grandfather started this business with a partner after World War II, and then my father ran it for many a year. I've been down here since I was a little kid, and now my son works with me, and my daughter comes down, my wife works, so it's a family business, family get-together, but I'm the third generation. Fourth generation now is currently working here, so.
Well, I mean, looking back when you were a child, was this in the same location here? I mean, were you basically young, running across the aisles here?
Yeah, this has been here. At one point when they first opened it, it was down the street a little bit, but these buildings has been in here since the 50s.
Let's start with the building itself. Quite honestly, I agree with a lot of the folks out there that basically say the front can be a little deceiving, because once you walk in here, you realize you got what looks like miles and miles of aisles. How many square feet we got here?
I honestly don't. I'm not sure about that. I know we've got two buildings that are full of stuff. This is a newer one. This was built in '74, and that original one over there was been in the. That was the one they moved into in the 50s. And then we have a warehouse, and then there's a warehouse that's off-site from here that has more stuff. And we have sales there periodically.
So including all together, you guys have to have at least over 10,000 square feet
I'm
here.
sure, yeah, I'm sure we're
Without a
over.
doubt, not to mention everything you could possibly need. Folks out there, they've got a project they're working on, be it in the home or in their business. Obviously, this is the place to come to. Let's start off, first of all, with hand tools. That's something you guys are pretty well known for. What kind of hand tools are they going to find here? Rattle me off a few that they might
Well,
find.
we carry the real professional brand of tools, like channel locks. We have those. We have vice grips, Irwin tools, things like that, actual companies. But then we also have a lot of old hand tools, old Army, Navy, like wrenches. I have tons of wrenches, or old tools and things like that. Don't get into power tools, not into that kind of thing. But hand tools, we have lots of that kind of stuff, yeah.
Interesting. Let me ask you this. As I look around, I'm seeing things that look like they're brand new. I also see some used things. Is it really a mixture of both?
Mixture of both, yeah, definitely.
So when you're able to go out and pick up things in surplus, obviously you're able to pass that savings on to the customers that walk in here. So we're talking about not only great finds, but great prices as well.
Right. It's a deal where I'm buying a lot of the stuff, even though it's name brand stuff. Sometimes I buy directly from a company, but other times I'll be buying from dealers that are buying extra surplus of these items. So that's how we can sell them cheaper usually.
What's kind of cool about a store like this is if you've come in before, maybe a couple months ago, you never know what's going to be on the shelves, because you guys have something new all the time, and that makes it a place that people like to come to. Quite honestly, folks come in here, they have a project they're working on, but even if they don't have a project, I hear from the people out and about that they walk in here and they end up being inspired to do something there at home.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the nature of the place here. That's what keeps going, is as long as people are still creating things out there, they're going to be happy to come here. It's not the kind of place where you go in and they're going to immediately take you over there and say, hey, this is it, this is right here. It's for the people that are creative in their mind, that want to make something work, or maybe recycle something. That's a lot of their motivation sometimes, or they're just trying to get by with something cheaper, yeah.
Wonderful. Great place to do it. Obviously, like we said, you got the hand tools right there. Commodities. I see a little bit of everything. I'm talking about, I see foam here. I see things for your garage, things for the kitchen, even things for the bathroom. We're talking about brushes and whatnot. Is that kind of what you had in mind as you kept expanding?
Well, you know, originally there was just Army surplus stuff. So you had like bags and you know, back then they sold uniforms and, you know, munitions, boxes, you know, things like that, and then tools that were from the Army. And then as the years went by, we started opening up to more things, like vinyl is a big thing. We sell a lot of vinyl that people do with their do their cars and things like that. And foam goes with vinyl. Those are more of commodities, I guess we can call them commodities. Yeah. And there's scrap metal. We have scrap metal of some sort.
Wow, so a little bit of everything. What about, I see some, what looks like motors around, things like that, possibly things that actually have to be tested or worked on. Do you guys have like a test table or something where they can actually check out stuff?
We sell a lot of motors. We sell them all as is, but we try and make sure they work before they leave here. And mostly what we have is furnace blowers and motors, but sometimes we'll get something more exotic in. I mean, it just depends on the situation. Yeah.
This has to be a place for a do-it-yourselfer. I mean, quite honestly, a lot of the reviews I read out there are folks that basically they can't find something somewhere else. They walk in here, and it might take them a little bit because it's really a treasure hunt for them. Is that what you find as well?
Yeah, clearly it's a patience thing here. I mean, but if you're somebody who is interested in creating different things, this is great. I mean, we really sell a lot to people who do industrial art. That just seems to be a big factor for us anymore, because they'll take something old and turn it into something unique. And at the same time, if people want to, like the motor idea, they want to get by with something, make something up, maybe a gold panning thing.
Sure.
They need a gear motor. Maybe they're just trying to cool off in the summer coming up. I mean, that's another big reason to have motors and blowers and things like that.
A lot of folks out there enjoy it because of the fact that it really serves their creative mind. They basically can come in here and with kind of an idea and get inspired. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. Quite honestly, on the website, what you're going to find there is their contact information, where obviously you could give them a call and ask them if they have something for you, but that's usually not the way it works down here. The way it usually works is you want to come on in and browse. You're going to find aisles and aisles of items and basically things that you never knew existed out there. And the best part is we're talking about great prices. This is, like you said, basically president here now of a third generation going on here. For over 65 years, they've been a staple here of the Denver area. And to me, it's basically there are two types of people that come through the door. Those that have a specific project in mind and they're looking for something. And then you got the other ones that had no project in mind and they end up walking out with something great. Is that what it really boils down to?
That's pretty much for the most part. I mean, and the idea of people creating and being unique, I think a lot of people don't like it if we clean up too much. Be honest, they actually kind of like it where they can get their hands dirty and.
That's what it is. And I see guys online saying I come in with a pair of gloves on, I'm ready to get down and dirty, check out some real. I mean, it's like a treasure hunt for them.
Oh yeah, definitely. And they some of them are my dad always told me when somebody brings up something to sell, he says, don't ever ask them what they're getting it for because they might rethink it. They're buying it for something in their mind's eye, and it may not seem apparent to you. So that happens a lot, yeah.
Wonderful. Last time, folks, check out the address right there. We put it on the bottom of the screen for you. Like we said, here in Alameda, right in Denver, real easy to get to. They got great parking on the side here. Quite honestly, we're known for digging deeper into Denver, and basically, I think you guys have to be one of the biggest surplus around the area.
Yeah, I don't think there's much in the way of surplus left. If a lot of them will sell clothing and things like that, but as far as surplus gear, goods, and commodities, once again, tools, we're just about it now.
What if somebody out there has maybe a big lot of something that they're selling as well? Can they actually contact you and see if it's something you might want to buy up?
Well, to be honest, right now we're not buying a lot. I mean, times are slow. So we're not really buying a lot of stuff right now. But, in the past, we have individuals that will contact us and, maybe they want to clean out their basement type thing. We do some of that, but for the most part, we got so much stuff already.
The law of supply and demand.
Yeah.
If folks start taking it out of here, then you're basically going to need to fill it back up again. Folks, last time, take a look at the bottom of the screen. That is the Surplus Tools and Commodities located here in Denver, Colorado. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know. Until next time, if you know of a business who you feel the whole city should know about, nominate them, we'll send a reporter out. This is Gary Atencio from CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.